Hello friends, today we will study about the types of nuclear reactor power plant. In previous lecture we have studied about the type of nuclear reactors. Now the nuclear reactor depend on the nuclear reactor power plants. So first of all it is based on the thermal reactors, which are the types. In thermal reactor there is a one. First one is a pressurized water reactor, that is called also called as a PWR power plant. Second is a boiling water reactor power plant, BWR we can say also. Third is a gas cooled reactor power plant. In that again there are two types: gas cooled graphite metal, that is GCGM, graphite moderator, sorry, and second one is high temperature gas cooled reactor, high temperature gas cooled STGC power plant. And next D type is a condo, that is nothing but a canadium deuterium uranium reactor power plant. Or in India, the modification of this condo reactor is also called as a pressurized heavy water reactor PHWR power plant. And the E part of this is liquid metal reactor or sodium graphite reactor power plant. So these all five things we will study today. So for moving forward, the first one is your pressurized water reactor, that is a PWR. So the diagram is simple as we see that as a normal nuclear power plant, the diagram is same as that of there, but only the addition of the pressurizer, that is which is electrically heated, and the remaining parts are the same as it contains the heat exchanger. Coolant is circulating in the first cycle, which carries the heat from the reactor, and second cycle there is a water is circulating, which converted into the steam by gaining the heat from the cooler in heat exchanger, or also called as a steam generator. We can also call it as a steam generator, and then go moving to the steam turbine, where the electricity is generated with the help of generator. So only difference is this uses the pressurized water, that is pressurized in a pressurizer, and also the remaining it can also be the natural and forced circulation also there. It can use as a natural uranium and enriched uranium. Both uranium can be used in this type of reactor. As far as the advantages are concerned, it is a cheap reactor. Cost is very low, as we are using as a water as a coolant, as a reflector and a moderator. So we can use the water as a coolant, refractor and moderator. All three functions can be performed with the help of water. Disadvantages, if there is a corrosion problem, because we are using the water, so there will be the corrosion problem in a steam turbine and other things. And next one, if we required to maintain the uh, need to be shut down, this reactor need to be shut down for at least 1 to 2 months. So that is a very large time for the shutdown purposes. And the fission product remain in the container, that is a reactor. Fission product which is there, it is again needed contain in the reactor. And also the small control rods are small, required is in small numbers. Second one is your BWR, that is a boiling water pressure reactor power plant. As we say, name implies, it utilizes the boiling water. So the difference is only it from the other, it doesn't require heat exchanger as we required a heat exchanger in the other type of reactors. It uses the fuel as a enriched uranium we are using here, and water can be used as a both, that is as coolant and as a moderator. So water, we are boiling water as implies the we boil the water in the itself in the reactor, and that saturated steam, that converted saturated steam is then supplied to the steam turbine as seen here, directly to the steam turbine. So the bypass is also shown here. When the part load is required, the steam number of steam which is required is only supplied to the steam turbine, and other steam is bypasses to the condenser for the condensing purposes. So if you see the no heat exchanger, that is a requirement advantage, one of the advantage for this system, boiling water reactor power plant. And second one is it is a natural circulation. Advantages: efficiency of this plant boiling water is greater than the pressurized water reactor. We can say that efficiency as compared to the pressurized water is more than in the boiling water reactor. Low pressure required. Condensate is returned to the reactor as a feed water by the feed water pump, because we are only utilizing boiling water. After that, the condensate is again feed to the reactor with the help of feed water. So precaution needed here. And there is again a disadvantage, that is a wastage of steam at part load. If you are using as a part load, the steam which is generated is wasted. And we have the Tarapur power plant that is work on this boiling water pressure reactor power plant. So second part is our C part. The two parts we have seen. Gas cooled reactor, it is simple as your normal nuclear power plant. The only difference is here we use the gas as a coolant. So the remaining part is same. If you see the diagram, only difference is we are not utilizing the pressurizer, and as a coolant we are utilizing the gas. So gas, it may be your air, it may be your helium, it may be your hydrogen and carbon dioxide. So here the moderator is graphite. So as we use the gas as a coolant, remaining circle is same. Heat exchanger is utilizes, and feed water uses the water for exchanging the heat from the coolant, that is a gas, and later on rotate the steam turbine, and that steam turbine rotate the generator where the electricity is converted. So graphite is used as a moderator. So as we use the gas, there is a no corrosion problem. Level of safety is high because gas is used. So there are two types in gas cooled reactor, that is a gas cooled graphite moderator GCGM, where gas graphite moderator uses, and it uses the natural uranium as a fuel. Second type is high temperature gas cooled, that is STGC, where enriched uranium is used. So only difference between these two is first one uses natural uranium and second one uses enriched uranium. Both uses graphite as a moderator. So there is nothing between the moderator. So moving forward, that is a CANDU. CANDU is nothing but your Canadian deuterium uranium reactor. So it is designed by the Canadian, therefore called as a CANDU, Canadian deuterium uranium reactor. Also its modified version in the India is called as a pressurized heavy water reactor, because it uses the heavy water, that is H2O, 98% of the H2O as a moderator and primary coolant if required. And where the fuel use is natural uranium, means in CANDU we are using the natural uranium fuels. So basic concept we have to see here for the CANDU. In CANDU there are so many, in single vessel there are so many shells, so many tubes are provided, so many channels are provided, which near about 300 to 400 number of count may vary, and this vessel is called as a calandria vessel. So moving to the shape and orientation of these channels tubes, here is a cut section is given where the zirconium tubes, these tubes are called as a zirconium tubes, in which the fuel pins are mounted, and this in this fuel pins the D2O is flow, D2O is flowing. So and for there is also the shielding is there, and between this shielding there is a inert gas that utilizes to prevent the heat transfer. So this is the shape of the shell and vessel. where heavy water is used as a moderator. We can use see that it is a pressure tubes, and now control rods are also there, reactor vessels, and above that there is a header, and in header there is a steam generation. In header, steam generated by using this D2O fuel, which is moving from the tubes. So in header, that is a feed water, same as a required feed water is coming from the condenser side with the help of feed water pump, and that by exchanging the heat from this is converted into steam, and later on at the top two steam turbine is given here. Their converted steam is going to the steam turbine, and remaining process is followed. So if we see the advantages of this, enriched fuel is not required. We are using natural fuels. Second is a D2O used as a moderator. D2O, that is heavy water, is used as a moderator. As far as the pressure tubes are concerned, that are placed horizontally and that penetrate the reactor vessel, as we see here, vessel that is called as a calandria vessel, and the active is about diameters are near about these tube diameters are near about 4 mm. So the primary circuit uses the D2O and later on feed water. So if the flow through the fuel element and leaves the pressure tube at about 370 degree after absorbing the heat, that is generated due to the fission of the fuel, and that heat later on given in a steam generator to the steam to the water, which is coming from the feed water. So if you see, low fuel consumption is also there. And if the disadvantages are concerned, the size of this Kandu power plant is very much high. There is a problem for the leakage, and also if the temperature is going rising and rising after a critical temperature, problem is also there. That is called as a burnout. Means if you continuously temperature is going and if it is not transferring the heat, the layers are formed on the tubes, due to which H, we know that heat flux is directly proportional to H del T. So H reduces drastically because of the layer formation on the tubes by flowing. So del T, that is the temperature increases up to the critical level, and that's burnout of the surface happens. This is the main reason, main disadvantage we can say as far as the Kandu power plant is concerned. Now moving last, that is a liquid metal or sodium graphite reactor power plant. This as we say that diagram is given here, is utilizes the two heat exchangers. There are three compartments given here. Three compartments are given in the diagram, where first compartment uses the liquid sodium graphite is a reactor, is a typical liquid metal reactor because it uses the graphite as a moderator and a liquid sodium as a coolant, which is used in a first compartment for transferring the heat from the reactor to the first heat exchanger, which is called as a primary heat exchanger at about near about 850 degrees Celsius, which is given here, sodium as a coolant, and pressure is about only 7 bar. So next, in second cycle, there is a sodium potassium, that is a secondary coolant, which exchange the heat from primary heat exchanger, and later on it transferred to the secondary heat exchanger to the water, or secondary heat exchanger we can also say steam generator, where the steam is generated because third compartment contains our normal conventional power cycle, that is a feed water is gaining the heat from the sodium potassium. So the water which is leaving this steam generator or secondary heat exchanger is converted into superheated steam up to the temperature of 540 degrees centigrade, and that is used for the power generation by striking it into the steam turbine. So now the second point is also the main point is reactor vessel, primary circuit and the primary heat exchanger is required the shielding. And why shielding? Because draining problem is there. If we see sodium if we react with the gas, air, sodium if react with the air or water, it violently behave with that, and that will be the a drastical problem with us. So there is a shielding required for these two compartment, that is for liquid sodium as a coolant which is using, and sodium potassium we are using. So as far as the advantages are concerned, system need not to be pressurized. There is no need to pressurize the system. Thermal efficiency is required, it is a very high, much high. Or vessel cost we can reduce because we are using the sodium liquid as a coolant piping system, because it is a low pressure sodium. So, and disadvantage is, if we see, the sodium react violently with the air and water. Intermediate heat exchanger is required because this is only system where we use the two heat exchanger. And why? Because to separate the radioactive sodium with the water and steam. Only to separate the sodium with water and steam, there is intermediate heat exchanger is required. So any leakage of the sodium coolant is also highly dangerous, so precautions are to be made very high in this type of reactor. So we see all the types of nuclear reactor power plants in this equation video. Thank you.